All right. So, sorry, that probably busted your ears. Okay. So, today is different day. Okay. I'm today drinking some whiskey. Yeah. I mean, it's a bit different whiskey. I've seen it somewhere. I mean, I know where I've seen it. There's a site to import whiskey, but I found the bottle here in Poland, so that's that. It's not necessarily like expensive. I think I've poured way too much water into that. But yeah. Also, you should drink whiskey with water, just to be clear, because the tastes and stuff, like, okay, also works, but like, quote unquote, the proper one, as all of those connoisseurs of whiskey do, is actually getting it up with some water, and that's that. To be fair, I don't really like those newer songs. I don't know why, it just doesn't work well with me. I really liked those. Way Home, Guitar Shop. I'm telling by the names, but you might not know them, but yeah. I really like those. Did I send it? Yes, I did. Okay. So that was sent on Blue Sky. This one sent on Twitter. This one sent here. And one more. Here, okay. We Gucci. Okay. So, as I've mentioned on those, for those who joined us today from, like, you know, any sort of links, yeah, I have no idea how to draw. Yesterday we finished drawing the poses and stuff. I was thinking about drawing for Verna, but actually that's meh. So I am thinking about getting Verna. Sounds good. Hi Mana, get over here. How are you? Friend is going. Yeah. Because I've redone some stuff. I did upload my drawings to ArtStation. So I've started building my portfolio. So slowly we can build up, but I was actually thinking about making some exploration sketches today. You know, some break from doing stuff, but actually, if we finished Verna, it's going to give us the same thing as going for exploration sketches, because after finishing the planchette for Verna, we are just going to have the, you know, what's left is going to be those exploration sketches, right? So that's, yeah, that makes sense. So I don't know. I had a wild voice crack right now, god damn. Sounds great too. What do you feel now? By the way, I also, just so you know, never eat 4 hot dogs one after another, like hot dogs from IKEA, one after another. I'm still dying. Hi Karut, got to be here, how are you? Hope everything's going? I'm listening. I've got actually like some KFC too, because like I was in a different city, so I could buy myself some fast food, because I was, surprisingly, I had no breakfast up until those 4 hot dogs. Like, those 4 hot dogs from IKEA were my breakfast. And I've had them like around 2 p.m, so... Wasn't planning to, but thank you for the caution. Okay. Okay, I guess just so we wouldn't, I don't know, spend ungodly amount of time on stuff. This is what I've went for. I think I'll end up reworking most of those because I've been enjoying them when I was meh. Yeah, I was just a bit meh. So yeah, I might end up changing some stuff. I might end up changing some poses. Like for example, I like this salmon. So salmon probably is going to stay. I'm thinking about changing the idol, but I'm not sure how I want to... like, what kind of fighting style do I want to give to Lilith? Feel free to recommend me any. Also, yeah, this one, like, this is like the most important thing, because she's like, you know, getting through the skin and causing the bleeding. So actually she's going to cause bleeding effect in the game. That's going to be her like main thing, her ability, right? Like every attack causes a bleeding, and bleeding is going to like take certain portion of HP every turn. Yeah, I think also this could be a bit different. Like for example, her having like, I don't know. I was thinking about some kind of like, you know, standing like back to the Iron Maiden, and like her hands would like clasp together. How about just feel free. Like, this is like the best pose that we have. It's dynamic, it's causing a lot of like interest. I want to leave it. You can go full contortionist and bend her back creepily even more. That's a good idea, Mama. I might actually remember that one, because I really... So I want to make her like kind of foolish, kind of like nerdy girl, you know, like a Shadin. She loves to talk about manga. But actually in the battle I want to make her a little bit of a sadist. And like actually exaggerate her emotions a little bit to make her a bit more creepily. Not like creepily, like creepily, but like creepily. So that is a really, like, full contortionist mode might actually be a good move for it. That might be actually a go-to. Really good idea. Yeah, so then like her back would be like totally like bent backwards. Maybe even like a creepy smile or laughing. Hi Muto, good to be here, how are you? Hope everything's going? And the facial expressions. I like the facial expressions, but I think I could do a bit better job on drawing them, so I'll have to probably redo the facial expressions anyway. Also, I've noticed that a lot of artworks like this are actually meant to be mostly sketches. Not colored, but sketches. But at some point, some of the artists are giving them flats. So that's like, I guess, up to me how much I want to get into that. Maybe Verna is going to have just sketches. So that's something to speed up the process. But yeah. What if blood kind of rings that goes around and it pushes enemies away? Not sure. Like, maybe maybe I could take it and make it just so she would like make some sort of a bloody circle, like a bloody like soul, and she would like throw it like a frisbee or something like that. So she would also use for like normal attacks the she would use like normal attacks for those. That might make sense, and I think I know how we can work with it. So basically, she normally attacks with her nail, right? That like extendo thingy, right? The like this golden part here. So the moment the enemy gets a bleed effect, she can actually use the blood and starts actually attacking like with those like chainsaws, dealing possibly more damage this way. Or maybe giving a possibility to deal like additional stage of bleed, so the percentile from the HP would drop like faster, right? So instead of like 0.5, it would be like 1% of HP would drop, right? On the second stage or something like this. Or 0.75, and then 1% of HP every turn. We will see. We will see. Because it's going to be mostly like a turn base. And I've actually analyzed a little bit stuff. And AFK Arena has very similar concept to the fights I've had in mind. Kinda. So, yeah, like, probably I'm going to mix up Dokkan Battle with AFK Arena. We'll see though. We'll see, because AFK Arena also have like a little bit more advanced animations and stuff, but it's actually animated with Spine, so the software that I actually want to use for animating my game, so that's good, because I might have what's needed. Like, of course, the attacks and stuff are mostly, you know, like some things that can be reusable are reusable, like walking and stuff. But for example, attacks are custom at this point, but I guess when you already have like the entire character finished, like, it's simple to just make the character attack properly. How many abilities does each character gonna have? You're going to have a normal attack, a normal ability, and a team leader ability. So leader ability is going to be in an effect the moment the character is going to be a leader of the team. So for example, Lilith every turn is going to bring back like 5% HP, like heal 5% HP, right? Let's say, because like she's going to absorb, like she's going to make like some vampiric damage, for example, and she's going to take the HP back. but only when she's a leader of the team. And then you have a normal ability. So the ability is going to be like a passive ability, right? And then we are going to have 100% auto attack, so the normal attack, and first skill. So like 100% of the ultimate bar is going to cause like first skill to play off, so this one for example. And then if you are going to have well-made team, you'll be able to actually receive 200% of the bar for the ultimate, which is going to cause the second skill, the more powerful skill, to play. So that's going to be the main difference in the game. So I've already more or less established how the battle is going to work, which is probably the most important factor, and I think I should have actually worked on it faster, but it is what it is, I guess. Yeah. So we already know more or less how I want to work on the characters. That's good, right? I'm going to actually take this. Make a new layer, and I'm just going to reuse this. So we are now going to draw Verna, right? So we already drew Verna. She's in this file. Yes, I'm drawing everything in one file. So yeah, usually I'm actually archiving everything, so I know that okay, in this file I have 5 characters, in this file I have another 5 characters, and so on and so on and so on. So like I'm usually when I'm doing something like this, I'm making like 5 characters on most, because of course it's like making the file weight more. And surprisingly, if I would have like 1 character, it doesn't calculate to have like several characters at the same time. So for example, 1 layer is going to weight way less than 1 layer while having several layers. I don't know why and what's causing the file to kind of bloat, quote unquote, but it is what it is. Possibly it's like history, right, in the file, so that may work. So yeah, we have Verna. What pose for Verna we can have? Maybe we can make her kind of like swirly, because like she's segmented, right? She's like half of her body is like centipede, right? So she can like curl on herself. That would be cool, yeah. So it's actually kind of like... But then what do we do with the legs? I mean, those legs can also rotate, so like she can actually have her legs like go like all the way here, right? So like she can literally curl up like freaking what are those? Cricket, right? She can get her legs like a cricket. Sweet girl Verna is a little freaky. Yeah, like this is the thing, right? Like she's personality, she's going to have like the sweetest personality possible, right? Like very motherly, like everyone is going to be like, oh darling, etc. but like when it comes to like her body structure, she's actually going to like move and like generally contort like a freak. mm. Besides, she freaks people out. Yeah, like that's the thing, right? Because like she's so sweet, she wants people to like her, but because of her look, people are getting freaked out. They're scared, etc. So she, like, the feeling of loneliness, sadness, etc. is also going to be a part of her. Eldritch horror creature brings you up high vibes. Yes, exactly. Actually, I want to make like when we've played Nike. She needs a hug. When we've played Nike, I've actually found that there are like those, you know, cutscenes between characters, right? And also like between the main characters. So I think we might actually make the thing like, you know, similar thing that we can talk with the demon we've summoned, make dialogue options that are going to like, I don't know, maybe give some output. And for example, Vernon, when you are going to talk with her, she might have a scene where she's literally just going to like bring you cookies, like, oh hey darling, I've baked you a cookies, and like, you know, like, and actually I want to, with this like method, I want to also show the personalities of the characters a bit more. I want to exaggerate them. I want to underline how they are. Oh wait. Yeah. So that's more or less the idea. That's more or less the idea. Can I help with some stuff? I mean, sure, like, you can always, you know, throw some ideas. Do you plan on any characters in the future having a love interest but be an integral part of their story? Yeah. Of course. Well, it's going to be a bit more problematic for me because like I'll have to like figure out what's up and in what way the love interest is going to be integral part of the story. Hi Rylan, got over here how open is going? And coming the ring by the left corner, weighed in at a few kilograms. It's Devis Moriarty. A few. Study law. I need a subject to learn on. Dun 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 dun. Well, yeah, everyone can like give me any ideas. You can give me ideas for the characters, give me ideas for like some stories, etc. Like the thing is that I am willing to, you know, make it like partially with all of you. You know, in the end I'm streaming this, so like I want to keep you all involved also in the project, since we are already kind of working on it all together. You all are pointing things out, giving me ideas like for color schemes, etc. So I'm always open if someone has some cool ideas. Yeah, to study love, I need a subject. Any ideas for cyberpunk armor? I mean, that depends how we are going about it. What the armor has to do. Like, it's cyberpunk, so it kinda needs to have a purpose, I guess. You'd love for interesting ideas and community suggestions, but you'd mainly love for it to be your own, something personal and out of passion, and ultimately decide what goes into it. I mean, well, I kind of have to keep more or less a control what goes in, because like I need to control the fact that everything needs to be in certain everything needs to be in a certain way, right? To fit into the game idea. But if someone has an idea and it really goes well into the game, most likely it's going to be added. If there's going to be some issues into that, I might twist it just so it would fit, but if the idea is like totally out of the plane, I might need to like fully pass on the idea, you know? So to be fair, like if the idea fits into the game subject, most likely it's going to get added. Of course, like keep in mind that the game potentially might get monetized, right? So like, of course it might be our project, but if it'll get to monetization of the project, then you know. I see. Alrighty, Muto. I have more or less an idea. But yeah. There's always an aspect of not wanting to feel pressured, but you are no stranger to appreciating and happily taking feedback. Yeah. I love getting feedback. It's really cool because it really helps people to improve, but a lot of people are rejecting the feedback, which makes them not improving at all. I've kind of learned to absorb like any kind of feedback. Of course there's better and worse, right? Like some people are going to say like, the color variation in this character might not necessarily be fitting, it feels like there's way too many colors. I would restrict it to, let's say, a palette of 3 colors and exchange this and this part to be in that color, which would balance out everything to make it look quite nice, right? So this is a constructive feedback, a good feedback, something that actually teaches you, right? Like, oh yeah, I've added way too many colors, I can change this and this and it's all going to balance out. profit. And there's a bad feedback in terms of like, you shouldn't keep drawing, stop drawing, it's so bad, WTF, like, leave the internet and stuff. So this is bad feedback, right? And sometimes this can actually happen. So yeah, I've been subjected to both kinds of feedback, so make the bug girl mentally and emotionally childish, leading to PTSD and abandonment issues. Maturing grow more emotionally intelligent by trial and error. Hi Skylar, glad to have you here. How are you playing this game? Actually, Rylan, it would be a good idea. Unfortunately, it's not fitting with her backstory, because she was a mother before she became a demon, and she became a demon because she was cursed. So, like, sure, we can give her like having like emotional problems, like feeling of abandonment, but like the emotionally childish characteristic in her personality might not necessarily fit into her leading personality. You're glowing as always, my prince. Oh. That's the part I'm thinking out. As long as you have a good idea of what you know to be criticism, suggestions, and purely hate, that's good. I'm happy you know when to say no, when to take criticism. Of course. Personally, actually, I also met with people that don't even want the constructive criticism or suggestions even. So, you know, there are two types of people. I like to receive it. I know how to segregate it properly. And I'm really happy to receive it, because it helps me to learn, but I know people that actually don't want to hear any of it. Hence the two art channels. For people who want to receive criticism and suggestions to improve on something, or one for people who just want to showcase their artworks without receiving any suggestions or criticism. Choose one or two. Two. Make her an overbearing mother morphed in. Actually, I don't really have like what caused her to become it, but I was actually thinking about more or less like a tragic story that either either her husband like sold their children to a witch, and she went to her and took them, but the witch threw a curse on her, causing her to morph into the demon, or making her just so she like actually lost her children. Like, she was really good mother, but she lost her children. She went to the witch and had to sell her soul, becoming a demon, to bring her children back. And that's how she got tricked into being morphed into Verna, right? Because Verna is not going to be her name, it's her demon name, right? So, like, one of two, actually. That kind of works. But I'll still have to figure out, like, what will work the best for her story that way. But that's a suggestion I can take up. Like, that's a good suggestion I can write on the side. Keep in mind how, yeah, and her husband would beat her and her children. I don't think that would go like this. Like, for example, we would speak about, let's say, the medieval times, and she would be like a perfect wife, perfect mother, etc. Like, but despite that, I need to give her like something to lead into the deal with the witch. Likewise, in my experience though, interestingly, the reason they shut off the door completely is because they can handle saying no to suggestions and criticism, so they deny it altogether. Yeah, that's the thing. Because like, for example, originally Lilith had brown hair. Like, her hair is supposed to be dark brown, but I've received a suggestion like, hey, actually, like, here are several like different hair colors, and I've noticed that, hey, black hair actually are not looking that bad. Let's get them for her. And so we actually settled with the black hair for Lilith. Should be strong and true to their vision, while leaving a healthy door open to contribution where it's appreciated. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's very important to know where the border is. Like, after all, for example, I am the creator, right? Like, I'm not making a commission right now, so I'm not going. So like, I'm making my own vision. This is my vision. I have to fit things into that vision, right? It's something else with commissions, for example. Like, oh, hey, I want this, this, and this. So you're not going, well, you are going to have your own vision of that peculiar thing, but it's not going to be your own vision, what you really want to draw, right? It's like, someone is going to want to have a rabbit, you are not going to draw a fox just because you felt like it, right? When someone commissions you to draw a rabbit, you are drawing a rabbit. And later on, the changes are going to be made over the course of time, right? Because you are going to show the progress to the client, you want to take the feedback from the client, you want to change those things that the client wants to be changed, because this is the client's vision, this is the client's artwork. They are making the artwork with your hands. This is what you are getting paid for as an artist, right? When you are making commissions. So this is the duality, because when you are making commissions, you don't necessarily have like possibility to say no to some suggestions. You can try to lead the person, like, okay, I can do that, just so you know that there might be a bit different approach that might look better, right? Oh, don't forget to give her an aspiration or dream of happiness. So if she can break the curse, she can have something to look forward to instead of just being traumatized character development. This is going to be a gacha game. Like, everything is like set in stone. So there will be no character development throughout the game. At least not to the point where, like, she might break the curse, because it's not like you are going to lose her from your roster. I respect that about you. A healthy balance. You're not egotistical, not defensive. Know how to stay true to your work, open for communication or interpretation and criticism. Yeah, and I think actually this is how art is supposed to be, because it's a really for one, it's humbling, because when there's someone with more experience than you and they are going to give you actual criticism, you should appreciate it, right? Like, someone has more experience than you and they are pointing out like, hey, over here in this specific point, like under the chin, there should be a tad bit of the bounce slide. It's something that very experienced artist is going to notice, and it's something we should appreciate because it's very rare to receive. For example, it's good to be open for communication or interpretation, because for one, it's good to see that people are actually taking interest in your works, and two, it's very good when you are making commissions. Is this gacha game gonna be turn-based or action-based? Turn-based. I want it to be turn-based for sure. Verna can take care of Lil Dev. So sorry, Muto, I've slightly skipped on your. I've skipped your message, I think. So that's good. So yeah, like this is more or less the idea that we are going for. I'm thinking. Gotcha. Actually, it's all a game of ego. When they are still trying to find their balance and where their boundaries lie. I've had my own share of experience with that even quite recently. Oh. So you are... Hi Zaga, Gatevi here, how are you? Hope has gained. What happened, Mana, actually? What do you mean by that? And did someone, like, lashed out on you just because you gave them criticism? You tend to have really good eye for spotting things, so... I would assume that it was, you know, called for. Like there was something that the person could have, you know, lose. AI is kind of like a play of ego, because especially on the internet, like when it's between artists in the DMs, they're like just the artist can just, you know, say like yeah, no, and just block you because, like, you know, those are DMs, they have control over it. But when it happens online, like they are like going full on like aggression, like how dare you speak of my works like that, they are perfect, let's talk about yours, like this and this should be corrected. And like it's not like contest, right? Word cap on here, I send on Discord. Okay, feel free. I love to hear about it. So yeah, that's... So personally, I kind of like learned that, you know, first of all, like I should watch out just so my opinion wouldn't be, you know, just so my opinion wouldn't be something that might potentially hurt people and their egos. Surprisingly, there are artists who are like more or less like me. Like, oh yeah, so have egos? Yeah, they do. I don't think I have mine. I have some pride in my artworks, but I don't think I have an ego about it. Like, I'm very self-critical at my works anyway. Hi Blazer, Gatevi here, how are you? Hope it has gained. I love criticism, same. It helps you grow. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think that anyone that wants to give a feedback, like, should be welcomed to do so. Of course, like, you know, it has to be like, of course you have to kind of watch out that the person might, you know, actually have a counter for it, and you might still turn out to be wrong slightly. That's how I always see it. Boobs, yes. It's welcome to give me feedback. Though even despite like I've learned to like watch out. Would the game be fully 3D or 2.5D? I'm thinking like 2D. I don't think like 2.5D even. Maybe you can call it, but I wouldn't say so. I'm aiming for more or less the Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle level. I think Dokkan Battle is 2.5D. Oh well, I might be wrong. At the end of which battle will there be any witty comments from this side that won? Not sure. I mean, it's not like something that usually happens, maybe like story kind of thing. And actually this is the reason why it's very important to draw characters in poses, because you are showing like how the character moves, you know? So like for example, like this would make like some problems for like 3D artists and stuff, like, oh yeah, like how does this character actually moves around? Like how do those legs are bending, right? So yeah, she looks like a dog. Come on. Actually, I still remember one thing that happened. That was happening. Is that pointy thing a stinger or is it tail? It's a stinger, like in horseshoe crab. it's not a good ref pose for 3D, but it gives the idea of the concept. Yeah. Like, this is for the 3D modeling, right? Like, this is the idea how the character should move. Like, this is the concept. This is, if I remember correctly, like, this is mostly used only like at the end of, by the end of the process of modeling the character. Literally when the character is already modeled and they are just like moving it around to see if everything works well. The wrong music comes up in the stream like a loud meme. Imagine. Scotland forever, dude. The other ones are better for design sheets too. There are some issues for using them for 3D. I see. Does she move? Like this is the exact thing, right? Like she moves, like the legs are literally bending here, like as if those are knees, right? Like here, right? So that allows, like Stinger and Flappy Thing are not same length for all three, and that kind of stuff. Are they not? Yeah, they are not. Oh my. Like this one is not, should be lower actually. Oh my god. Nope. Same here. Do you know traditional art? I was wondering because your digital art is really cool. Yeah, I do. Let me just check. I can show you, but I'm worried that I might have their piece of my name. Yeah, there's my name in it. Wait, give me a second. Here. Gee. Now I can open that. That's a slightly older one, but yeah. And here. I think the stream hides the comments with emojis whenever I put an emoji, it's not there. Let me see. Yeah, no, it's just YouTube chat. The trouble is with the YouTube chat. It looks really good. Yeah. There's a lot of troubles, like for example here. Or here, like that pattern was so bad. Yeah, I really like the way how, for example, the shading here turned out. Or here. I really like the figurine. But yeah, on the photo there's like, make her arms and joints move like, and they have ball joints, it can move, make her move extra unsettlingly. It is actual thing. She actually can rotate her arms like 360. Yeah, that was it. I wrote the story on Discord. Oh, here in the Discord, okay. In the server. I mean, I don't know if I can read it, but the only other thing I saw the front card being smaller than the back card. Yeah, that was one of the problems I've had actually. But if I'm not mistaken, that was actually also on the photo kind of made. I think it was like just slightly bigger. Like it was like a printed one. I don't know if I can read it on the stream, but I'm going to read it like internally. Give me a moment. That's a real long message. To be fair, Mana, this is like... There is like subconscious think about it. Where's her children now? They are like dead. Like, she... Like, we're speaking about... In the game, we have like 2025, right? So it's like... New Age. And she was in like medieval times, right? So like... Her children are now dead, but maybe like... There is like continuation of her family branch or something like that, but they are probably just humans, so it won't really have much of a connection. So anything you want? Oh. But yeah, I have to say, there is something about it. So basically, how I learned to be the way I am. I've learned to wait with showing my works. Because I think we've talked about it. There is this first... There is this rush of happiness when you are completing your new artwork. And you're like, oh, I want to show it to everyone so badly. Right? But as we've talked, the more you are waiting and letting your eyes rest, you are noticing more issues, and also that happiness rush is dropping down. So you are kind of like prepared for the criticism, because like you are already looking at it like critically, right? So you won't be that much surprised when someone is going to give it to you. I've had the same issue. Like, of course, I was so used to hearing that my artworks are good. Teachers in primary school, parents, siblings, like everyone around in the surrounding was giving me always like, good job, you've done so well, this artwork is so nice, etc. First time, I was like 12 or 11 when I've shown my artwork on the internet, right? First time that this happened, I've received so much shit that I decided not to show anything online for 3 years. I've disappeared like creatively from the internet for 3 years. I haven't touched anything on it. I was just drawing for myself. I wasn't even showing those things to my to my surrounding. I've closed myself so much. It was like traumatic experience, but it kind of like, okay, but there are two paths that people are usually taking. Either they stop drawing or they continue to draw. I was like, no, I'm not going to let it pass. I know that my artworks can be good. I know that my artworks will be good. I've started drawing more. I've started paying attention more to the details. And so after some time, like, you know, after those 3 years of practicing, I've came back. I've shown my artworks, like, watch this now, right? I've received another wave of shit. Like, no one liked it. That was like typical anime training arc, but you still fail. Like, that was that level, you know? But I've noticed I felt differently. And, like, because I've stopped showing my artworks to others, it kind of like desensitized me. It kind of like made me not to be used to being pampered anymore. So I've basically started receiving this negative feedback, but I was like looking at my artwork and I've started analyzing it. And I've noticed, like, god damn, they're right. They are not throwing shit at me. They are giving me advices. So I've stopped noticing those like negative comments and I've started taking them as advices. Because those people were actually not trying to like say anything bad about my artwork. They're not saying anything bad about me. They're actually just giving me advices to improve on my skills. I've started reading them thoroughly, and I've noticed that a lot of them actually are saying, hey, you're doing a really good job. You can just change this and you will see that it's actually going to improve your artworks. So I've noticed that considering that the way how I was seeing them was like taken differently by my brain than what people actually wanted to share with me. Because they were actually saying me good job, but they were also giving me the criticism too, right? So it was like, hey, it could look better. So it's not like, hey, it's bad. It could look better, right? And so I've actually expanded on my internal self, kinda. That was like very enlightening experience. But I know that a lot of people actually go through the same thing, and they just, after receiving like a ton of criticism, they just decide to drop art because they feel like they are not going to be good anymore, right? Also, hi Jimmy, glad to have you here. I can't stay, but I dropped off a like, and now I will see you later, bro. See you later, Jimmy. Thank you for coming. It's sad when people stop doing stuff they enjoy because other people are intentionally mean. You know, potentially people are not intentionally mean. Of course, it happens, like it's very popular in art. Like it's actually very it's actually very popular in art that people are intentionally mean because they want less artists in the world. You know, pay more commissions for me because there's less artists, so people don't have to now squeeze and like push one another to receive a commission, right? So like they're actually starting to intentionally criticize people with like fake stuff, giving them fake advices, criticizing them for nothing, making them feel bad, and doing generally everything to make them drop art, even like falsely accusing them of tracing or stealing artworks, right? So this also happens. There were dramas for this already. So it does actually happen just so there will be less artists on the internet. This is why I always say that art community is toxic AF. Because they won't even tell you like very simple stuff. Like someone comes in, hey, I've just started digital art, and I've noticed that a lot of people are making this like selection where they can just draw the selection and it selects for them. I don't know what to use, what tool I should use. And people are just straight up just shitting on that person. They are not giving them advices, they are not giving them hints even. They're like, bro, it's so simple. Like, you should know that already. You've got into art, like how you cannot even comprehend such a simple thing. And this is what makes them not want to draw. They've came in, they've got like shitted on, hated on, and they just drop artwork. They just drop art. And this is their intentional behavior. This is what they want. That's why I want to. That's why my main goal of it all is to give people a space, answer their questions, give them either like just hey, good job, or actually giving them hints, criticism, advices, and everything. I want to teach people artwork, how to do art. I want to teach people how to expand on their like internal artists, like how to expand on their behavior as an artist. I want to drop the amount of this egocentric artists. I want people to have this safe space where they can love art, share art, and expand on themselves and improve on their craft. That's what I want with my channel and what I want with my community. This is exactly what I want to go for. That's exactly what I learned and came to terms with. The dopamine rush drop, I think the reason that happened was because I held her so dearly to my emotions. They valued her words so much. Yes, but at the same time, like, even though you valued her words so much, this rush of dopamine and it created this like feeling that she's for sure going to give me good jobs. And that's why her criticism specifically hurt me at the moment. I love criticism from others, but I never expected it from her. The one person I thought would always love my art. I see. I still felt like a little girl bringing her dumb crayon drawing to her mom to praise, but things have changed. She respected me as an adult now and feels open to criticize. I still see her as mom. It's a learning curve for me to understand I'm that older and mom sees me as equal and not some toddler to coddle and praise endlessly. I've come to appreciate her insights very much. This is really beautiful, Mana, actually. this is really beautiful. Yeah, it's usually parent just says good job. Yeah, I see a lot of times that artists are mean towards each other for no reason. Completely regardless of the quality of the art between the giver and receiver. Yeah, that's exactly that. Like, no matter of the skills, they're just competitively, like, constantly, like, just dragging themselves through the mud one another. Poor artists that their artwork was turned into a meme. Kinda, yeah. Bro never touched a pencil but still crucified the artist's population. News alert artists have found themselves on the endangerment list. Grandma Mana confirmed. This really speaks to me. Thanks for the speech. It's alright, Carrot. It's alright. And I actually just a reminder, maybe there's some new people that never heard it, but just feel free to ask. I've done it so many times on streams already. Like, people came in, asked for advice on something, and I just really love to expand on this. Like, show how to construct, show how to work with perspective, how to pick up colors, like anything that you feel you might need advice on, just you can feel free to ask me, either on stream or even on the Discord. Like, you can just throw in your artwork in the art criticism, into art critics channel, and you can just straight up at me asking, hey, I think colors here are not right, what do you think would work better, or something like that. Just you can just straight up just at me. I won't be mad. It's not like against rules. You can just freely at me whenever you want. Yeah, I love cookies. I want a cookie. Checks for lactose. You too, Muto. Yours are lactose free, Zaga. Aww. I love a cookie for those, for that private cookie show, mama. Wink. Yeah, it is actually plenty for you, hmm? What was that wink? Don't worry about it. It's alright. Damn. Back. Grandmas are graduated mommies. Yes. Back up. Gee. I'm having fun though. I wanted to ask if she can move the singer in directions. Yeah, actually, she can. And I was thinking about not only like making her like, you know, antennas to react to her emotions, but also her tail. Her mood too, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was gonna ask that too. So like, she could potentially just waggle her stinger. Wagging the thing. Wag the thing. Bounce on it. So dog. No. Sorry. Let me pour myself another drink. I'll turn out better this way. Forbidden puppy, open your mouth, holy water. Whoa. Gee. Second drink. I've got Tenjaku whiskey. Your next snap? Oh no. It's a product of Japan. I really like the sticker. It's really good. It's actually a 40%. Be right back, please don't kill anybody. That was so freaky. G. Tenjaku. Skylark Hibari. Huh? Isn't that the thing where you... Isn't Hibari like the thing that you tie people with? Huh? The much-loved Herald of Spring, and for this masterfully blended whiskey. It's a blended whiskey. It's not a single malt. I've been drinking single malts for a while. I have to say, it's a surprisingly, it smells and tastes like single malt. Like straight up. If you would taste it and taste like single malt, you wouldn't actually see a difference. I really like it. It's 07 actually. it's a 700 milliliters, so it was in a good price as for 700 milliliters of an imported goods. Isn't that really expensive? Almost $100 here, 40%. It was 110, 14 PLN, something like that. 114 PLN, I think. I don't have the receipt now, but yeah. $100? That's really expensive. Because over here it's like 25 bucks? Something around. Let me quickly check. Bro. Really? Around 80-ish New Zealand dollars, I see. Oh, is it? Wait, New Zealand dollars are really so close to PLNs? Like, goddamn. I wanted to pour some water into the drink, but I didn't. Around double, I see. Let me check quickly. Actually, I've got almost like enough for a travel to New Zealand. Like, I've almost got like enough to get like, you know, a hotel, flight ticket, etc. But it's like perfect amount and I wouldn't have anything to like buy food there or anything like that, so yeah. Damn, rich. I wouldn't say rich. But I'm saving. Now I have to. You going to New Zealand? I mean, I want to travel around the world. I wouldn't mind going to New Zealand as the first one. I can travel to outside my house to the corner store and back. I'm rich. God damn it. I plan on visiting Zaga. I was planning on that too. New Zealand dollar is like half. It's a half of it. Like what? It's like half of the PLN. So like, if my whiskey was like 112 PLN, it's like 50 New Zealand dollars. So yeah, it's like almost double. It's like slightly over it. It's like over double. I see. So let's say to like live there, I would need like for a moment. I create a random character. You can change it however you want, but where can I show it? I mean, you don't have to like give me the character. You can still use it. You can actually share it on Discord. Let me send it there. The link to the Discord. You can share your works there. I will need like 1k New Zealand dollars to like probably go there for. I prepared the guest cage. I see. So I would need like 1k New Zealand dollars, so it's like 2,238. 0.94. God damn it. You got decent job opportunities here. Well, it's like 2k PLN, yeah. It's like 2k PLN, slightly over. So I would need like 6 grand to have the hotel and flight and etc. Plus like another over 2k, so it's like, that seems cheap. 6,000? I would need like around 8k to just go there. But that's tempting, the job opportunities. That's tempting. I might check. Going to Japan is roughly the same. Surprisingly, to Japan I would have to pay less. If I would have to like land a plane in Hiroshima, it's like really cheap, considering like flying somewhere else. To Tokyo, just going there, it's like 8 grand, like back and forth. So it's like 4k up, 4k in a way. You're better off with me, Muto. I treat you much better. I put many pillows and blankets in your cage, free snacks and unlimited Wi-Fi. Wait, can I take that offer for Muto? No. Aww. If Muto denies, sure. See, Muto said no. Muto said no. Haha. I'm getting it. I haven't really received any job offers from New Zealand. I might check if they're open for... No, you can have it. Thank you, Mana. No, you can have it, huh? No, but you said no. It's okay. It's okay. No for taking it. You didn't precise. Haha, almost made me speed up my coke. Haha. I got like 2 from there in the past 5 years, more from Australia, I see. Child? What do you mean, child? Listen it on the Art Exhibit channel. Alrighty. Okay, I think we've got it. Like, we have, like, you know, her, like, actually, you know, twisting and contorting and stuff, so that's that. Just lagged so hard I thought you ended the stream. What? No! I didn't. But you probably already noticed that. Rip Zaga. I checked Tokyo, I see. What do you mean Rip Zaga? I think I've read all his messages, right? So we are getting closer and closer on Twitch to get the thing. YouTube is really going to take way more. I'm thinking about making the trick with playing some VODs. Dying of Spice, I see. Chili. Got down. You can hold up chili? Turn the radiators on. All in the same spot in burrito? Nah. I have to say, last chip challenge is disgusting. Because it literally tastes like as if you've took some pepper, like straight up, like poured some pepper on your hand, drenched it in like bleach or some other chemicals and just licked it off of your palm of the hand. You see yourself living in Poland all your life? New Zealand is good, but I might move to Korea in the future. To be fair, I wish I could jump countries. This is more or less my idea. I do want to jump countries, go somewhere else, because like over here, like I have to say, okay, like we have free healthcare, but literally you are going to the hospital and they're cutting out the wrong organ, right? You are going there with gallbladder and they are, instead of cutting out the gallbladder, they are taking part of your kidney. That happened. Korea would be cool. I wouldn't mind to live in Korea either. Like Korea also seems nice. So yeah, like things are getting out of control. So I think I would jump countries. But I also want to settle in. Spain is nice. Spain is good too. Yeah. I already live in Spain, but the S is silent. Italy not bad either. Yeah, but Italy is... it's slow. Yeah, that makes sense. Me too, Davis, me too. Well, there might be a business offer. I mostly live in Spain, but the A is silent spin. Like, I might actually try to apply to go to New Zealand. Oh well. Of course it's going to be a bit difficult. Why New Zealand? I don't know. Bye Karut, bye bye. Like, depends where job. Yeah, like, I want to apply to New Zealand to get jobs because I haven't really got there. And Mala mentioned that there are some amazing job opportunities, so I want to check it out. If I'm going to receive a job opportunity there, of course I might need to move there just to work there. You know. It's going to be a bit problematic because, like, moving from Poland to New Zealand is going to be a very difficult decision and a very difficult part. I'm not sure how expensive the livelihood there is. Don't you need a visa there? Yeah, but if you are going to receive a work, they are going to support to get your visa. Very manageable, I see. To be fair, I don't really want to live lavishly, so I guess I'm going to be able to save some cash too if I'm going to have this opportunity. One of us, one of us. But yeah, like, job can can give you something. Job can help you get the work permit there, and that acts kind of like a visa. Of course, you still are going to receive a visa, but it's going to be like visa based on the work permit, right? There's going to be a lot of paper and logistics and stuff, but in the end I might also end up like having a remote work, so even though I'm going to work in New Zealand, I'm going to live in Poland, right? So just every now and then I'm just going to jump in a plane and go there just to, you know, check up some stuff. Just got my citizenship and visa a few months ago too. That's so cool. Wait, so now if I marry you, I can receive the citizenship too? Joking. Surprisingly, there's a lot of people doing that here in Poland. And there are even, like, I was gonna say, I mean, if you want to take up this offer, it might not be a joke. There are people here in Poland that are doing this even for money. Like, people are coming in here, like, for example, some French people. In America it is common, yeah. Green card, hell yeah. E is the thing. So they are generally just coming into the Poland, they are marrying someone, getting quick divorce, because, like, you are getting married for like a week. After a week or two, you are, after receiving all the papers, like, oh hey, you've married someone from Poland with Polish citizenship, here's your citizenship, so you are receiving that citizenship and you are getting a divorce because you didn't really got the, how's it called? like church wedding, but you've received the legal wedding, right? So you've just married someone on paper, right? So it's like not, you know, the religious ceremony and stuff. It was just the state or like country's status quo that you are going into married state and you are receiving the citizenship. But after you divorce someone, the citizenship stays, but you are not bound with the thing. There was actually one scandal that was happening in Poland. Multiple citizenship place. I'm already a dual. Yeah. Poland is multiple citizenship place. There's some place when you get married, everything gets erased and you just become that one country citizen. Really? Not sure what country that might be, but in Poland you can be like citizenship of several countries. Mostly because the European Union, because like you can have like multiple different citizenships. You can be German, French, like other countries from European Union, for example, but you don't have to. Like I've seen people even from Africa or some other like faraway countries that were receiving like multiple ones. So Poland for sure is allowing for that. Although I've met with a guy who literally, like, because we were talking about this, right? Because he wasn't from here, he was Ukrainian, but he lived in Poland for like many years, like over a decade, and he was like going to get his citizenship, and he was like, you know, I'm going to receive the citizenship and I'm going to resign from the Ukrainian one. He literally just straight up went for it. He felt more Polish by his words generally. And surprisingly, you just couldn't, it was very difficult to like detect it down. Yeah. And to be fair, I was like thinking, like at certain point I was the same kind of thinking, right? Like if I'm going to receive a citizenship of a different country, the Polish citizenship goes bye-bye. I don't want it. Like I was at certain, but like I've changed the mind, right? Like it's good to have several citizenships. Like I've talked with someone who like explained to me that it's good to actually have several ones. But you have to watch out which citizenship you are taking. Never take American, because you are going to lose money, a lot of them. Because fun fact, when you are receiving, yeah, it would, yeah. So generally, if you are receiving a like, I think it's India that allows only single citizenship. Not sure though. I see. I might check. I might read about it because it's very interesting for me. But surprisingly, if you have anything connected with America, so if you are going there to work, you are standing there for a while, right? If you are like for a longer period of time, but not like permanently. So if you are spending time in America for job for a couple years, if you are receiving the permanent visitor's card, or however it's called, or citizenship, in those 3 different sections, you're obligated to file taxes in America by any means, and if you want, IRS is going to get your ass. No matter if you're a long time in Poland, you still have to file your taxes in America, because otherwise you cannot do that. Because you have the American citizenship. That's how beautiful it is. Yeah. This is absolutely disgusting. I hate it. They'll send Duolingo bird, exactly. Well, yeah, this is literally how it works like that in a lot of countries. Theoretically, a lot of countries are like, it depends. Because in some countries, isn't it? Yeah. Surprisingly, in some countries, you're obligated to do that as long as you live in that country. If you are already in a different country, if you live in a different country, and and you are working there, you are not anymore bound by those rules. There's like a legal loophole in many of those countries. But the thing is that, but yeah, there are some more countries that are doing that. But this is still like very disgusting thing because like, especially in America, because like imagine you are living in Poland, you're earning Polish wage, and you have to file American taxes, and you are getting like ripped off of like several months of your paychecks because you have to file the taxes and you have to pay America, right? For the American taxes. So that's why it's so bad, right? Because you have to pay in dollars. They don't care that you work in a different country. They don't care that you're in a different currency. It has to be in USD. I was talking actually about that with some folks. There was a lady who had auntie that was living in America for like most of her life, like over 20 years. And she moved to Poland, and now she has major problem because she is not capable to actually, file out enough. She's not capable to send out enough taxes, right? Because she's not receiving enough paychecks. So now she is bound to work several jobs to pay off the taxes, right? And the taxes are growing because you're earning more money. So yeah. Actually, I'm lucky at one point because here's the thing. I'm talking about this because recently I've been making the Kindle account, right? The Kindle publishing account, self-publishing account, to publish my book that I'm going to soon probably finish. I turned out to not really make the all-nighter today, most likely because I'm drinking alcohol, so I can't take my sleeping meds because I have meds for sleep. And actually I had to like fill out so much stuff. There was so many stuff going on there. I had to fill out my personal informations, then my tax informations. I had to say if I'm citizen of America, if I'm on permanent, on that permanent livelihood or whatever that card is called, or if I'm there for like an extended period of time or something like that. So if I have anything connected to make taxes in America. If not, if I have the TIN or NIP, or if I'm business or individual person, I had to like make so much like paper logistics. It was a hell to fill out, but I'm done with it, and I have everything that I need to release my books. It's just now like, they're going to take their provision and for the publishing probably, which if I recall properly, it's like 6%. No, it's not. I lie. Sorry, I have to check because it is like X amount of percent, but I'm not remembering how much. We're changing the royalty rate for books priced below certain list prices. For example, less than 9.99 USD from 60% to 50%. Separately, we are reducing color printing costs for paperbacks in some marketplaces. Okay, so that's like the royalty rate. Okay, that's the thing. So on Amazon.com, that's 50% royalty if it's like 9.98 USD, 60% if it's 9.99. So it's like from to what? In PLN, on Polish Amazon, it's 39 PLN and 40 PLN, right? So relatively. Printing costs. What? Yeah, you are paying royalty fee. That's a lot. So I might wait for June 10. Printing costs are going to be 460, right? 50% royalty. Minimum list price, printing costs divided by royalty price is going to be 9.20 USD, right? So it's probably going to be like, you're not going to receive anything. So I think it's going to be like, I don't know, like $10, $15, something like that. So estimated royalties after that change is $0. Of course, there's like a lot of stuff going on. Like per unit, 24 to 40 pages or per page. So it's like, for the paperback with premium color, after the, like from June 10th, it's going to be £2.59 on UK. And on Amazon.com from June 10th, it's going to be no change. So it's going to be $360 per unit, right? The printing cost. So printing of the book is going to be $3.60. And you have to include all of that, by the way. You have to include all of this. Because you can like, and there's like printing costs and royalty stuff, right? So you can like literally go, I'm going to have like 8.5 inch, let's say Amazon.com paperback with standard color interior with white paper, let's say inches, page count, it has to be 24, listing price, I want to go for, let's say $10, right? What? Paperback pay, okay, wait. So premium color. Okay, done. So with $10, right, on Amazon.com, listing price is going to be 10 USD. That gives me 60% royalty. I think they are taking. So minimum price list, the lowest price at which you may sell your book in order to cover the printing costs. It ensures that your royalties earned are always enough to cover the cost to print your book. With AI books nowadays, even read something about people getting poisoned because mushroom identify a book written by a hallucinating AI. There are problems, yeah. But the minimum listing to cover everything, it would have to be like $7. So I'm going to receive probably like 3 USD or something like that. Estimate of how much you'll earn for sale. So after, so I'm going to receive $1.80 if I'm going to sell my book on Amazon.com. That means if I'm going to send it on Amazon.pl, it's going to be 7.61. Surprisingly, after June 10th, it's going to be actually 379 PLN. For book with $10 selling. About selling digitally, yes. Digitally, paperback and hardback. 3 versions in Polish and English. So I'm going to sell literally like one book 6 times. Generally, depending what people want. So I want to sell it digitally, I want to sell it for printing too. So it's going to be like dependent, right? But still there's going to be royalty, right? Even though I'm going to have like a bunch of other stuff going on. But literally royalties are probably the worst thing that you can go for. I mean, you can receive. But we will see. Maybe I'm going to manage to also get the, like, release from, like, some studio or something like that. And royalties are going to be better. Like, anything below 60%, anything that from, like, 40 PLN is going to give me more than, like, 3 PLN is going to be better. But it's good to start with something, and starting with selling on Amazon is actually the best way to do it. Also, selling AI books is such a scammy thing. Especially like mushroom identifier. Come on now. Like, I understand using it as a tool, but it's literally like doing it with art. Like, people are messing things up by going full AI on creation. This is like the worst thing you can do. Also, imagine me doing game like this, like Necronomicon or summoning demons, etc. Meanwhile, also me going to release a book for kids. We're not doing a bake sale and selling your kids books on the side. That would be cool. That would be cute. Surprisingly, like, first idea was about making some kind of a also book for kids, but maybe some more like lore wise, just so it would have, like, you know, start and end, like book that would just go for X amount of like chapters, right? Like, not chapters, but like each book would be a chapter, right? C++ for kids. Yes, yes, let's do the horror genre for kids. Let's go. Probably after the stream I'm going to munch on something and I'm going to work on the book. I also have a plan. To do off stream. So, but the main idea was like making some kind of like a bug girly, let's say, maybe like an aunt, and generally she, like, this aunt would just, you know, go through the house and like at the attic she would meet a spider, right, or something like this. So there would be like a lot of stuff going on with it. So like each character, like each book would be, you know, about something else, but I think, like, you know, about making things go more like more lore wise. Like, of course, now I also have like some kind of story. Taxes for kids. To be fair, let's start teaching them from the youngest. Why you should file your taxes. Also, surprisingly, like a lot of YouTubers are actually committing tax fraud. Like a lot of them actually do. Also, how to commit tax fraud for toddlers. I refuse to believe in taxes. We have a really cool system to file our taxes in. Texas is an existing place though. Are taxes Texas? I learned taxes in high school, so we never. Who is taxes and why is he taking my money? I read about it on Reddit, I see. But there's like a huge trouble with like how things are going around and everything. It's genuinely a bit of a problem because like over here in Poland, like we have a system, but they are still not teaching people how to file the taxes. Because you can have taxes, you can have the system file those taxes for you, because like your employer is sending the your tax documents to the like quote-unquote IRS, because it's like the easiest way to explain it, and they are throwing it into the system. They're using the here the gov does employee taxes. Yeah, kinda. I man, I have never committed tax fraud. That's really... That's good to hear. Here the go. I thought that you meant this singer Gautier, who disappeared from YouTube after making this popular song, Somebody That I Used to Know. It's really unconvincing. God damn it. Yo, that's why he disappeared. He's now doing employee taxes for you. That makes sense. He was somebody we used to know, yeah. Bro. What was that song by Radiohead, by the way? Like it started blasting off like different memories from my brain. What was that song from Radiohead? Creep? Yeah. How? Okay. Our brainwaves merged. That's good. Don't worry about it. But yeah. That was a song. That was definitely a song. Yeah, no criminal record for Mana. Yeah. Actually, I don't know. Bro, I'm turning into a squeaky toy today. It's happening in Thailand with insulting royals. I have no idea. What's going on? Couldn't look you in the eyes. You're just like an angel. Right? Is this how the song was going? I see. It was unrelated, I see. Imagine you insult the royal. My mana records are very clean. My records are clean, and I know because I had to apply for it. I have a proof that I've never been a criminal and I'm not chased by any wanted letter. They're official. They're definitely official. Sure. You mean warrant? No, you can like have a letter sent after you. Like a wanted letter that you're like chased in the entire country, and they can also send that to the other countries. Well, I don't have any warrants too. Because postman finds you sooner than police. Bro, imagine. Do be like that, remember Skyrim? You can spend like... You can cheese the game, steal like heck ton of things from the store, and spend like over 200 hours. And after those 200, and during that you can receive like many different letters from the postman. And after those 200 hours, like you just walk around and finally there's like a guard. Stop, you're violating the law. You criminals come. But then you say, I've already become a fan of this region. Thank you. And they say, oh, my sorries, master. Good times, good times. No need for active warrant, just post it on /helpmefind and you'll be found in under an hour. To be fair, probably they wouldn't find me. But I prefer not to check. But surprisingly, they did. Surprisingly, they did found like a lot of criminals this way. Imagine you are strolling through dark web and you find yourself on sale. There's like help me find Reddit. Bro, imagine you're going to help me find and you literally just ask to help you find your lost keys. Imagine that. So of course, /helpmefind is the best one I see. Imagine someone actually sends a photo in their hands of the keys you are searching. That would be the craziest thing. I'm good at finding stuff. Yeah. Zega found me without even knowing where I am. Me too. I found a person once, I see. Scary good. Actually, I know where all of you live, bruh. Not me. I know you all live in a house except Muto, she's in my niche. Imagine. Yeah, in a cage. Moodle is where the Google card doesn't go. For real. Whack. Bayleaf, whack his pee-pee. Live under a bridge, bruh. Okay, we didn't finish it today, but we finished the sketch. We had some work to do to like understand how it all should like wrap up. To work well, I think I could do better job in like contorting the body, but it's not bad. So yeah, I'm going to munch on the KFC now. I'm going to eat a bun, my churros and stuff. And yeah. Thanks Muto, thanks Zega for being active in the chat on Twitch. Thanks Mana, Carrot, Rylan, Skylar, Blazer, Jimmy and myself for being active in the chat on Twitch. And as always folks, stay creative and I hope to see you all in the next one.